Now, we're hearing more and more these days, of course, about young couples. They're forced to rely on the bank of mum and dad for lots of things, but particularly when they're trying to buy their first home. But it seems that the loan now comes with some strings attached. Now, a number of parents are demanding that their children sign a prenup with their partner, if they're going to get married, to make sure that that family loan, that family investment, stays in their family. And I have to say, I've never been a great lover of prenups. I don't even like the word prenup. I think it's like a business deal. However, this has made me think, actually, I could see that. If I'd given Jack 20 grand or something to help him buy his first home, and then he has a girlfriend or a partner and they separate, why should she get half of that money? I completely understand that.
Yeah, that I understand for the children. That, like, Lauren's not on the property ladder and she's married to Steve. They've been married for a couple of years now, and obviously in the future they would like to get on the property ladder. And if I was to give them some money, I've got no doubt that their marriage is strong and they're very happy and everything. But I do think that maybe then, if I did, they'd give Lauren some money towards, getting a property. Then I would maybe do a little prenup just in case.
Because you are really giving it to her, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Your daughter.
Her and my granddaughter. And then if they did split up, then maybe do a little prenup there. But the infidelity prenups, some of the things that we've read today. I mean, how can you start off a marriage by signing a prenup that if there's an infidelity, that they've got to pay so much money back to that person? Yeah, so that the parent one I agree with, but the rest of it I don't agree with.
Do you think the mum and dad loan prenup?
I think that's a really good idea. Not just to your children, but to people you help in general, because it teaches young people the value of money. But I've never had any prenups. Obviously, I haven't needed to because I'm in charge and I've got.
They're just too frightened. They're just too frightened to ask for anything from Janet.
No, but in my ideal world, the prenup would be, if I was to marry again, that he'd only be with me Friday to Monday. So what I'd like is his mum to look after him the rest of the week. And Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. That'd suit me just fine.
I think that would suit a lot of people, actually, don't you? A weekend husband or partner. Yeah, just for a couple of days we could put up with them. What do you reckon?
I totally agree with the parent prenup thing. I think that's a great idea. And what would I have in a prenup? I've never really been into... When I was younger, I hated the idea of prenups. I used to think, oh, it takes all the love and the romance, and surely you're marrying, it's for life, you hope it's for life. And so I found that whole sign a prenup thing really unromantic, and I used to think if anyone ever asked me to sign that, I wouldn't marry them. But as I've got older, and I think having kids as well, now I think it's a really good idea, actually, because I think if one of them does do really well and the other one goes, the marriage falls apart, you would have that thing of, not happy with giving that up.
You see so much of it, don't you, in celebrity world as well, that people have married somebody that has done very well and made lots of money, and 2 years later they're divorced and taking half that fortune. So you can kind of understand that, but I still think it's just the word prenup, I think. Like you,
but
if anybody asked me to sign one, I'm not sure I'd want to marry them.
Because now I would be the one offering... Say I met a multi-millionaire. Please, God. I'm not married, I can't. But, if I wasn't married, I would be the one saying to them, to prove to them that I love them, and it's not about that, I would be the one saying, I will sign a prenup. I've turned it that way round now, that if I love them enough, I'd sign it.
But I was looking at some examples.
Can be reversed, though. If you challenge them and you take them to court, they're legally binding, but once you get into court, they can be reversed if the judge thinks that they're unfair, which seems to rather beg the question, well, if they're that unfair, why make them in the first place?
Well, do you think this one's unfair? These are some prenup examples that we were looking at, and one was the mother-in-law is barred from sleepover visits in the marital home. It wasn't my husband, by the way.
Or set a time limit on the mother-in-law's visit.
2 days maximum she can stay. What do you know? Depends on your mother-in-law, doesn't it?
I've never had a mother-in-law that really liked me.
Or a wait. believe that,
I
Janet.
think that when you marry their son, you are the devil incarnate because you've
Yeah.
taken their son away. You're agreeing
Well,
with
do you know,
me.
I really,
No, I
please, I don't want to be that mother, but I can feel that creeping in. And I always used to say, why is it mothers of sons think their sons are these little demigods and nobody's good enough for them? And now with Jack, you know, he's getting to that age,
You'll
he'll probably
be
start
demanding that when he
I can
gets...
feel myself twitching.
Yes, and so when he meets Miss Right, you'll be demanding a prenup, won't you?
I
The
might
only
do.
little prenup I would have put in would have been that Mark puts the toilet seat down every time he goes to the toilet. The lid back on the toothpaste and then washes the sink out when he's spat the toothpaste.